Hey everyone, it's Jenna, and today I'll be talking to you about how to pick your major. So I came into college undecided, and I wasn't decided until about a few months ago. In February, I decided to declare my major to English, and I think it's the right move for me. I definitely see myself sticking with it for the next 2 or so years. So I'm going to tell you about how I made that decision and what you can do to help you make that decision. A lot of the things I'm going to be drawing on is through my own personal experience of what has helped me. Also, some of the things I learned from this video that I'm going to be talking about are from a class that I took at my college. They had a class for anybody who was undecided that I took. That was kind of helpful. It was kind of helpful, but I think I could have made this decision without the class. The class just helped me be more confident in the decision that I was making. The first thing I suggest doing is getting to know yourself better. I feel like I've learned so much about myself compared to who I was when I was first entering college. So get to know yourself by trying new things, taking personality assessments, and stuff like that. Analyze what you like, why you like the things you like, what did you like when you were a child, what did you love when you were a child, what did you want to be when you were younger. Some personality quizzes you can take, the MBTI, stuff like that will help you get a better understanding of who you are. I wouldn't put too much stock in the MBTI types, but I think it's just good to read it and see what you agree with and what you don't agree with about yourself. Just gives you kind of like a basis of where to go, more as a foundation of getting to know yourself than anything else. Another thing to do would be to think about what you like to do in your free time. I know I just threw a lot of things at you for you to think about, for you to do, but once you've done this, I feel like you'll come up with a long list of stuff that you like, what interests you, and stuff like that. So once you come up with this list, try to connect it to possible majors and things that you would actually be interested in. None of these things help you if you're not really sure what you're interested in. I would suggest looking at your school's catalog and seeing what majors they have, or just looking at a generic catalog to see what majors they have and clicking on them, seeing which ones interest you and seeing what courses would be required for that major, and see if you'd be interested in taking any of those. Basically, see how you feel about what classes you'd be taking. Would you be interested in those? Would you hate your time while you're studying those things? And if you would hate it, scrap it. Don't do that. Don't put that on your list. Look for another major. So once you've connected your interests to your majors, the next step is to go out and pursue that major to see if it's something for you. You can do this by researching online, researching what you could do with the major, or you could do it the opposite way, research what job you could connect to a certain major. Another thing to do would be to volunteer at a workplace that has the job that you're interested in. You could also do an internship. Another thing to do would be to interview or job shadow someone that has the job that you're interested in. You can also try to join clubs. Just go to one meeting. If there's like a writers association at your school and you're interested in being an English major, you can go to that club just one time, see who's there, see what the vibe is, see what they're doing, and just kind of feel it out, see if that's something you'd be interested in joining. The thing that I did the most was researching, because I didn't want to have to find someone to interview or job shadow. I also didn't want to spend my time interning somewhere, because I felt like that was a lot with going to school and with the stuff that I planned to do in the summer. So I didn't go that route. I basically just did a lot of research. I did a lot of research seeing what major I could do, what major I would actually be interested in taking, and seeing what kind of like that job would look like. Researching the aspects of the job, the skills I would need, what I would be doing on a day-to-day basis, what my work life would be like, and seeing if I could picture myself in that job and if I would enjoy it. It helped a lot. I think something that also helped was this kind of like click moment. Something clicked in me while in that choosing your major class. It was the very last day of class, and I had this just moment that clicked in me that I knew this was what major I needed, because she was asking us basically an update on where we were in regards to deciding our major, and basically just saying at least 3 things about progress that you've made since the start of the class. And I noticed a lot of people were having reservations about what major they wanted still, and she was like, well, what do you want to do? And they would say something, and then they would make excuses for why they wouldn't want to do it. And I noticed that was something I was doing myself. I was holding myself back from something I really wanted to do because it scared me. And I feel like that was a common thread among a lot of the people. They didn't want to do something because it would take too long for school, or because you couldn't rely on a job, or you couldn't rely on a certain amount of salary because you didn't make a lot of money with that job. But I think all those things weren't as important to me as having a job that I enjoyed. So basically, I think the general takeaway from that is to, one, follow your dreams, but also to be aware of the things you want in a job. What are the characteristics that you want? What do you want that to look like / feel like? Do you want to be able to be creative? Do you want to be able to have a stable salary? Like, what's important to you, and what job is going to provide that for you? Another thing that helped me that I didn't really plan on talking about, just kind of came to me, was working. So I've only had 2 jobs in my lifetime. Well, I have worked as a babysitter, but I've been a babysitter, I've been a waitress. I've also been a designer for my school's newspaper, and all those experiences helped me craft what I did not want in a job, and therefore I knew what I did want. So working as a waitress told me that I can't be surrounded by people 24/7 when I'm working, because I find it really draining. The newspaper taught me that I need something that's really creative. Being a designer wasn't the kind of creative I like to be. I like to write creatively, and so that helps me establish that I want to be a writer rather than helping organize the writing itself. Experience is going to help a lot with deciding what you want, and you can get that from doing a job, but you can also get that from volunteering or from doing an internship. So it doesn't have to be as long-term or as difficult as finding a job. Lastly, I just want to close out with a few things. First off, take your time. Don't feel pressured to pick a major. My school doesn't have us pick a major until the end of our sophomore year, so that's plenty of time. I had people telling me in high school, I think I was a junior in high school, and people were telling me and rushing me that, oh, you have to pick a major because you're about to go to college. And that's not true. It's not true. And I think it's better to take your time. Also, I think something that helped me is thinking about it as more short term. Most people, I looked this up on Google because they mentioned it in my class, they mentioned the exact number is a person changes their career, like their whole career, not just their job, 5 to 7 times within their lifetime. So this major or this job that you're trying to pursue doesn't have to be something that you're going to do for the rest of time until you retire, like 50 years later. It doesn't have to be that. It can just be something that you want to do right now and that you're really passionate about doing for maybe the next 10 years or so. It doesn't have to be this big scary thing like this one thing is going to decide how the rest of my life goes. Also, don't be afraid to change your major more than once. People change their major all the time. I've met a girl who's changed her major 4 times, and she's a junior now, and she's doing just fine. There's so many people who have changed their major since coming to college. Basically, don't pressure yourself. You've got this. You can choose a major. So I think that's it. I hope this helped at least a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you'd like to see more videos of mine. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.